ballers, what's going on? You guys voted for it. I already told you about it. It's Shaman Week. Yeah, Shaman Week, baby. You guys overwhelmingly voted for Shamans on the Preach Gaming forums. So what can I do? All 3 specs. I'm going to divide the big changes into a couple of videos. So big talent overview is going to be the Elemental video. This one we're going to be talking about Ascendance, because you guys were all about the Ascendance on the forums. So we'll start with Restoration. Why the hell not? We haven't healed anything in a little while. I quite enjoy healing. It's nice. It's relaxing for me anyway. And the Restoration Shaman is in pretty solid shape. Little history lesson. Resto Shaman have always had a suffering time at the beginning of new expansions. They tend to start really badly. They tend to suck. That's just a plain fact of the matter, is they tend to suck balls. But hopefully we're going to see some really nice, sturdy player. Blizzard has learnt from the past, and hopefully Resto Shaman are in a great place. Because right now on live, Resto Shaman are awesome. They're absolutely fucking fantastic. And there's so many of you playing that class because it's awesome. So let's look briefly at what our changes are. Restoration, our main spells are going to be Earth Shield. We know what Earth Shield does. It's awesome. Riptide, our nice low-cost spell. Really cool just to get that Riptide out there. Nice big heals. Your Chain Heal spells are 25% more effective on your primary target. Good. Our Greater Healing Wave we pick up. Remember, it's not a part of the other classes. The Greater Healing Wave, we pick that as a core ability of Resto. And our Spirit Link Totem. Now, the fact that Spirit Link Totem has been unaffected and unchanged is fantastic. It really is cool. Because, quite frankly, we had big trouble with the Restoration Shaman not having a major raid cooldown. They brought in Spirit Link Totem. I was a little bit worried Spirit Link Totem might have changes made to it. But, in fact, it's just remained. Which gives us good promise that a Resto Shaman is going to be solid at the start of Mists of Pandaria. Pretty good shape. So I'm going to talk briefly about the talents. I went in depth on these on the Elemental video. For the Resto Shaman, I had a little bit of choice between Stone Bulwark Totem and Astral Shift. But Astral Shift on demand 40% damage reduction is just so effing good. Oh, it makes my balls tingle. I absolutely love it. Astral Shift, so I'm going to pick up Astral Shift and keep that there. In level 30, we pick up some kind of CC with Frozen Power to really root a single target with our Frost Shock. Earth Grab Totem to root plenty of mobs, but I still think Windwalk Totem is the way to go with our PvE play. It's so cool just to remove movement impairing effects from the whole party. I absolutely love it. Fantastic little totem. Great idea, Blizz. At level 45, we get some way to affect our totems. I went with Call of the Elements, and now there's something a little bit worrying and a little bit boring about Totemic Projection and Totemic Restoration. Totemic Restoration, it means if you swap a totem before it runs out, you'll get some time reduction on recasting it. Remember, our totems have been changed now, guys. Our totems are not just dropping the 4 standard totems and keeping it up. Any buffs that we bring to the raid, such as Grace of Air and Burning Wrath, are now just baked into our class because we are a Shaman. There they are. I've got no totems down, none hidden away behind the fountain or anything like that. They're just up there as standard. So we give spell power by 10%, and we give our mastery buff just by being here in the party and having a great time. So I went with Call of the Elements, because if I need a totem such as Earthbind Totem has been fantastic, especially in the Storm Stout Brewery when we're kiting hoplings all over the damn place. Earthbind Totem, when the tank hasn't picked them up, has been fantastic for me. I'm going to keep with that one. At level 60 we get some sort of cooldown, DPS effects and all that kind of stuff. Echo the Elements is actually really awesome. It's like Elemental Overload for the LE Shamans. You get a chance to duplicate a spell that you cast. Probably pretty awesome for massive AoE healing. It seems to proc more and more when you're doing AoE healing. We see a good example of that in the LE video. Elemental Mastery we used in the enhancement video as a big powerful DPS cooldown, as it lined up really nice with our Feral Spirits. For the healer one though, I'm going to go with Ancestral Swiftness, and it's basically Nature's Swiftness, okay? It gives us a nice fat instant cast spell should we need to get a really emergency heal out of there. Ancestral Swiftness, pretty cool. For these, we get some sort of healing modification, which is awesome for healers in general. You get your Healing Tide Totem, similar to Mana Tide, but it heals up the emergency raid. Could be super powerful, guys. Could be super powerful. We're going to keep our eye out on that one. Ancestral Guidance, when you deal direct damage or healing for the next 10 seconds. It's a cooldown now, 2-minute cooldown. 40% of that amount is copied as healing to a nearby person. So essentially we get healing plus 40% to other people. Again, a great little AoE healing cooldown should we need it in mega emergencies. Now, Conductivity is a really interesting spell. This is why I've gone with it again. I want to see it from a healing point of view. When people are studying your healing rain, your heals start copying themselves and jump around to 20% of the initial damage or healing done. I want to see this in action on a Resto Shaman in a 5-man, because I'm going to keep healing rain down exactly when I think I need it. And then I'm going to mix it in and use a little bit of conductivity. We also have these special abilities here. So with Earth Living Weapon on Unleashed Fury at level 90, further increases the effectiveness as your next single target heal on the target ally by 50%. So cool. Primal Elementalist, your Earth and Fire Elemental totems draw forth powerful primal elementals directly from the elemental planes. Blizzard seems to want me to say elemental 3,000 or 4,000 times in this video. It seems pretty useless for the Resto Shaman, though, I've got to be honest. Primal Elementalist seems a bit crappy. A more powerful Fire Elemental, more powerful Earth Elemental. Should we need to aid in DPS? Fair enough. But at the moment, Unleashed Fury looks gravy. And Elemental Blast. The Math and Magicians are going mental on this. It is a sort of damaging spell that increases your crit, haste, or mastery. Again, for the Resto Shamans, probably not right up there unless it really is super powerful. It's a 12-second cooldown. We use it quite a lot. But at the moment, I really like the look of Unleashed Fury for the Resto Shaman, but I'll leave you guys to decide, and perhaps I am wrong. That is very, very possible. I have been wrong before, and nobody's perfect. Our Glyphs. Some pretty cool little glyphs of Restoration Shaman. I like that Telluric Currents is now a glyph, but I love Telluric Currents. I really, really like the fact that we can just glyph this and we still get the ability to restore mana. Therefore, we can just keep casting, aid in damage, all that good stuff while we're doing that stuff. Glyph of Healing Stream Totem is essentially going to be standard for all the Resto Shamans. When your Healing Stream Totem is down, it also reduces their fire, frost, and nature damage taken by 10% for 6 seconds. So be aware, Healing Stream Totem is not something we keep down all the time. It's on a 30-second cooldown. So when we do drop that, you're going to buff and reduce the elemental damages people take. So a little bit of thinking needed. I like that. I like the fact that we have to pre-plan it. Not only are we going to have to heal the team up with our Healing Stream Totem, but now we can reduce the damage taken. A slight raid cooldown there. It's only 10%. It's only 10%. But still, 10% is a lot when you're being hit by maybe 180,000 fire damage or something insane. And Glyph of Water Shield. Increase your passive mana regen of your Water Shield by 10%. But Water Shield no longer activates when you receive damage. I love this glyph. I think this is fantastic. How often do we really get hit in a raid situation? On specific encounters, sure. But more often than not, we don't. We're actually in a pretty cool position. And now we can just massively increase our passive mana regen. So I want to see how that falls in. Jumping into our talents. Like I say, I'm going to do there's a major glyph overview and talent overview in the LE video. So in this one, everything else is pretty the same. They've actually thought to themselves, hell, Shamans are in a pretty good place right now. They're in a really, really good place. Let's not mess around with them too much. So we get our Mana Tide Totem. That's still there. It wasn't listed on our core abilities, but it is still there. It's in there. It's just not listed in the core abilities. Going across, we still pick up Ancestral Awakening and all that kind of passive good stuff. Everything else is all in it. Dispelling Magic, that kind of stuff is all still built in. There was one spell. This is the one I wanted to talk about in this video. Ascendance. Let's just have a quick read of it. The Shaman surrenders her physical form to the power of the elements, transforming into a being of raw elemental energy for 15 seconds. 3 minutes cooldown. While you're elemental, while in the form of a flame ascendant, Lava Burst has no cooldown and Chain Lightning is empowered to become Lava Beam. Enhancement, while in the form of an air ascendant, auto attacks and Storm Strike deal pure nature damage and have a 30-yard range. And restoration, while in the form of a water ascendant, all healing done is duplicated and distributed evenly among nearby allies. This is incredible. I haven't leveled this Shaman, which is kind of sad face on me. I just don't have time to level all 10 on the beta realms, unfortunately. But I'm considering leveling the Shaman to 87 just so we can play around with Ascendance a little bit. Such an amazing little cooldown and good for all 3 specs. Really, really good. Enhancement Enhancement's getting the short straw a little bit. With the range attacks, I mean, is Shaman really struggling to get in range all the time? Maybe not, but still we're going to start dealing pure nature damage. Really nice little buff there, especially considering the buffs we get to nature damage as enhancement. Restoration This is awesome. For AoE healing especially, this is just fantastic. We get these really heavy AoE healing situations. We go into a big water ascendant, and you know what this is going to look like. It's the big watery, luscious ladies. Fantastic. Such a powerful spell. So happy it's in there. Other than that, not many brilliant changes to the Resto Shaman, which I think is a good thing. I'm more than happy with that. Blizzard recognizes that Resto Shaman are in a really great place. Let's leave them as they are. Let's not change things for the sake of changing them, which Blizzard has been guilty of in the past. Changing things just because they feel something should change. They've left them well enough alone. So we're going to jump into a 5-man now and just have a little look at the playstyle. Let's see if we can get straight in. If not, I will split the video. Let's have a little look-see there. Show me the money. Show me the money. Are we waiting on tanks? Okay, we'll split the video. We'll see you shortly, guys.